So good morning from day 2 of the Pembrey BSSO race meeting. We've woke up this morning to what was completely blue skies, less wind. Just started to get to the wind picking back up again, blowing in a similar direction from yesterday, so straight down the, as you see from the flags there, straight down the start finish straight. They get that little bit of assistance down the longest straight on the track. As far as I know, we're on a similar numbers as yesterday. I think there's only Harry Smith that's not with us today. Just repeated mechanicals yesterday that's driven him to the point that he's not going to get anything fixed this weekend. So he has gone home with the scooters to get everything sorted for the next one. But I think everyone else is here fit and ready for the first race of the day, which is the stock class. So it will be Dave Bristow on pole, Graham Tatton second, Ailey Horrocks in third position, all on 4 e-bikes. It won't be long before we see Jim McNally making his way up into chasing the 4Es on his production Lambretta, no doubt. But the track is obviously 100% dry now. There's still certain areas of dampness yesterday from the biblical rain that happened before I even got here in the morning. So might see a few faster lap times than yesterday, and everyone's had a day to bed in and work out where they can go faster. But I say the wind has literally just picked up as the scooters have gone out. There's been virtually no wind. So it's back to another day where remembering to put the suntan lotion on, otherwise I'm going to turn from pink to lobster. It's quite quiet as far as spectators and everything are concerned today. So only the first race of the day, it's only 10 o'clock in the morning, it's time for other people to arrive. Wondering whether anyone on the Lambretta Club of Wales' Porth Call rally might pop in for a visit before they make their way home. Sounds like scooters are just leaving the holding area. Apologies, I do switch on a little bit early just so that people get the notifications. Hopefully see it in time not to miss anything. So the scooter's just winding the way round to the grid now for the sighting lap. So anyone that is just tuning in, you have missed nothing so far. Away on the sighting lap. So again, as yesterday, there are 10 lap races. Everyone off the grid safely through the section, so everyone looks okay for the start. anyone that didn't catch the scratch race from yesterday, it's worth going back through the live feeds that should still be posted, I believe, on the BSSO site, because we had John the Greek on a production Lambretta, and Gavin Gray was out on his production Lambretta, and they were elbow to elbow for the entire race, and both were buzzing when they came back in. Big credit to Gavin, because there's not many people can say they went elbow to elbow with John on equal machinery. So he's still buzzing this morning. So, waiting on the lights. You should be able to see straight in front. The screen's big enough. The lights are on and they're off. We have quite short light durations here at Pembrey. It looks like Dave Bristow's got the whole shot into the first corner at the hairpin, followed by Adi Horrocks. Then it's Graham Tatton. And we've got an orange vest and another white scooter. I'm guessing that's going to be Damon Yates and Chris Middleton. Well, we'll see when they come through. So Dave Bristow, Adi Horrocks, Graham Tatton. Yeah, Damon Yates, Chris Middleton, Jeremy Steele. Then we've got Jim McNally coming through. So currently second, but quickly catching Jeremy Steele that's in front of him. Yeah, it's gone past him already into the next section. Section where I know there's a big pothole at the end of the rumble strip, having found that 2 years ago. They're all the way in through that bit, and should be able, I don't know whether you'll be able to catch him, but I'll film just up here because you can see him going through. It's the helmets and shoulders as they go through. So Adi's still in second, Graham Tatton third. No major changes other than Jimmy's got through into the customary first position. Just one lap you can see how much the field spreads out from that big bunch of people going into the first one. So that the close battle seems to be with that group of 4 or 5 there, so we'll have a look. I think that's Ben Reddings, John Balcom, a couple of others. So Dave Bristow coming through, starting to build his lead. Dave's had to swap exhausts because the one's disintegrating, so he's a little bit down on power. Graham Tatton's on his second engine again, so he's down on power. Look back this scrap here, so it's Gavin Gray, John Holt, and then we've got John Woods, John Balcom, Ben Reddings, Drew Duncan, Dave Cann and Gary Smith. There they come, so still Dave out front. Like Graham Tatton catching Adi into Honda. See if he gets down, start finish straight, managed to make a challenge into the hairpin. Straight line speed of Adi giving him the advantage back. Middleton seems to have dropped back a little bit, but he's now just gone straight up the inside of Jimmy into the hairpin, but that'll make him slower on the way out, which he did. And Jimmy took the place back, not fighting for position in championship with them being in different classes, but scrapping. Don't know Chris's history a lot, but I think, I'm not sure whether he's raced bikes previously, but for a novice he is fast, seems to know the racing line instinctively. That little scrap there was Gavin's chasing down John Holt. Ben's now in a little bit of a gap by himself, and then we've got the 2 4Es of Drew Duncan and John Woods. I know Drew's got some issues, technical issues with him. I think he might be not nursing it, but taking it steady in order to get the finishes and to get the points. That Dave's already on the start finish straight. AD very close now. Graham goes up the inside of him. It looks like Graham's through on AD. AD would do well sit behind Graham. Super smooth, great line. Just try and follow what he's doing, which is easier said than done, because you make any little mistake and they gap you by 100 yards, and then you've got to try and catch it back up again. But Damon going a lot better today. Damon had his issues with his 4E yesterday, down on power. So luckily Dan's here on a holiday weekend, Dan Mears, and he's managed to strip the top end, have a bit of fettle with it, change some carburation settings, and he seems to be back on song again today. So a lot happier with his machine today, and it's showing. Gary just coming through. As I can hear the leaders are back on the start-finish straight already. So Graham now starting to gap AD. Like I say, it's one of those when you're evenly matched and the person in front's more experienced, every little mistake you make just takes that gap further and further back as they step away from you, and you struggle to find any way you can make it back. So Dave through in first place, Graham Tatton's still in second. AD's still holding on to a third, which he needs to do, because it was straight podiums for him yesterday in all 4 races. So we've got Damon and Jimmy Mack, both paddock mates, share the same tent. Damon on the 4E, got Jimmy on the production scooter. John Holt now chasing down Shane Hunsdale. Morning, Abby. John Howe going through. Gavin Gray's now gapped Ben and Drew Duncan, and on the back of John Howe on a 4E. As Dave Cann comes through. Not seen Joe Palmer for a while, but might be just timings. Concentrating on the riders going past, missing Joe. Dave Bristow now still in the lead, even though that exhaust losing him 3 or 4 brake horsepower, he's still got enough over everybody else. Has Graham got an issue? Because AD is now in front of him and Graham does look to be going slower. He's fiddling with something on his headset. Jimmy Mack's right on the back wheel of him, seems to have gapped Damon a little bit on that one. We've got Chris Middleton and Jer Crew again, their teammates from SRP's tent. Chris, a newcomer to scoot racing. Not sure if he's a newcomer to racing, like I said before. I'm not sure if I've seen pictures of him on bikes doing track days and stuff. So he's got the speed, he's got the talent. Orange vest will probably stay on him through regulation longer than it needs to. Gavin, still similar gap to John Howe, John Holt. Dave Cann comes through. Dave takes the first of the back markers without any issue. I think that's Gary Smith, he's just gone past. AD now in second place, and a fairly decent gap back to Jimmy. Jimmy on a production scooter, so it's not a championship battle that one, but Jimmy will be trying to reel him in. But Chris Middleton and Jer still swapping positions, having a good little battle. Jeremy Steele just going through. Good solid ride from Jeremy again. Shane Hunsdale and John Holt now very close together, having a little battle. John Howe, Gavin Gray and Drew Duncan. Ben Reddins, is he still still opting for the leg off. He's going through those lefts. Something you see a lot of the European zip racers doing just because of the seat configuration. I think you can't get off without lifting that outside leg. Something Ben's only been doing this weekend because he was having too many issues with the floorboard, getting too slippy with the overspray from the carb landing on it. So second place, 80 Horrocks, still maintaining a similar gap over Jimmy. Still going through now past Gary Smith. Damon's dropped off from Jimmy a little bit now, but still a lot faster than he was yesterday. Christmanson's now got in front of J Crew, so that scrap and position changing still going on. Should be Jeremy. Oh, John sweeps through underneath. Great move on Shane Hunsdale, but Shane will be looking to get him straight back. He's got a slightly tighter line. Driver will he get out there, but it looks like John's got it done. Well done, John. Drew Duncan still circulating, so he's managing to keep that motor with its issues going. Ben Reddins. John Woods on the 53, Group 4E. Lambretto's Dave Bristow now cutting through the field of back markers. He's still got that second position, but I think the gap's reducing slightly. Jimmy's, once you can see that scooter in front, it starts pulling you towards you, just keep pushing yourself. Trying to close that gap down. It seems to be working for Jimmy. Damon losing touch with Jimmy a little bit, but like I say, still a lot faster, a lot happier than he was yesterday with the power issues that he had yesterday. Who've we lost there? So Jeremy Steele going through. Then John Holt, Shane Hunsdale, so that move on Shane worked well. Previous lap is now started, got that sort of 4 or 5 bike length advantage and maintaining it. Ben now being chased down by the leader, David Bristow. John Woods. Still a little bit far away. Yeah, see that seeing the rider in front, Jimmy's been able to reel him in. Greater experience and corner speed takes him through on 80, even though he's on a production scooter and 80 on the 4E. Chris Smith opposite now in quite a that's why this is more of a lonely race now, because the person he's fighting with was Jer, and it was Jer that I thought had a mechanical and pulled off, so yeah, it is Jer over there. Graham on his B engine, still circulating, still in I think 3rd place for 4E, so still scoring good points, which is what matters for the championship. John now catching up with Jeremy. It's good to see whether John can get past Jeremy. Does seem to be catching him. Gavin. Red flag. Is that the end of the race? Yes, I think it was. So, looks like Dave Bristow took the win. So that's 3 out of 3 for Dave on the stock class. Overall wins and 4E. Yeah, Adie's brought it home in 2nd position. Great ride from Adie. It was mainly 3rd place he got yesterday, so that stepped up 1 to a 2nd position. Passed him off. never demure. John the Greek and Sam. Happy tomorrow. Another win for Jimmy. 3 out of 3. Happy as Damon Yates. Not so happy pushing J Crew. Chris at the site with his what's up. I wasn't laughing. And that's the end of the first race of the day. So we've still got another 3. One more stock race and 2 supers. So yesterday it was race 3 and 7. So that's that 4 races time. We should be back with the first supers race. I hope you can all join us to watch that one. Well done, John. Okay. Right, signing off for now, and we look forward to seeing you on the next one.